So students, in this video I am discussing about the immunity, how the interaction between macrophages, antigen presenting cells, macrophage antigen presenting cell and the T lymphocytes. So how the immune responses can be developed. Okay, so in my previous video I discussed about the classification of immunosuppressant drugs. So in that mainly I discussed about calcineurin inhibitors. So I am continuing video part 2. So calcineurin inhibitors drugs are cyclosporin and tacrolimus. Okay, so before discussing about the cyclosporin, first you know about the interaction between macrophages and the T lymphocytes. Okay, so here what happens in general immune system, there is a generation or the transcription process can be done. Okay, there is a release of mRNA from that nucleus. Okay, so that mRNA may leads to release of interleukins. Okay, so during the immune responses mainly interleukins and cytokines are released from that particular immune system or from the T lymphocytes. How it will be done means, already in my previous video I said about the macrophages, and these are the MHC class 2 proteins, and this is a antigen. So this whole complex binds to the T lymphocytes. So after binding of this MHC APC antigen complex to the T lymphocytes, that is CD4 plus T cells, so here there is activation of the phospholipase C. So during this phospholipase activation by the tyrosine kinase, this phospholipase induces or it stimulates the phosphatidyl inositol bisphosphate in the blood cell. Okay, cell. So PIP2 in turn it can be divided into two components. If dephosphorylation can be done. Okay, so after dephosphorylation the PIP2 can be divided into two components. One is DAG and another one is IP3. Okay, next so this IP3 is mainly helpful or involved in the release of calcium ions inside the cell. Inside our cell, IP3 stimulation of this IP3 causes release of calcium ions, and after the release of calcium ions inside the cell, so it may binds with or it attaches with the calmodulins. Those are nothing but CAMs. They are called as CAMs. So here calmodulins binds with the calcium ions. So whenever these calcium ions binds to the calcineurin. So calcineurin is a protein, it also present in our cells. Okay, calmodulin along with the calcium ions, it binds to the calcineurin. Here it activates the calcineurin. Calcium ions activates the calcineurin activity. So this calcineurin, what happens whenever there is a stimulation of the calcineurin, it is a protein. Okay, so whenever the calcium ions binds to the calmodulins, activated phosphatase calcineurin. So that calcineurin it activates that or it dephosphorylates. So calcineurin is a protein which is present inside the cell. It gets stimulated by the calcium ions which are obtained by the stimulation of this T lymphocytes during the DAG pathway or the IP3 pathway. So after the stimulation of this calcineurin or activation of this calcineurin by calcium ions, so this calcineurin dephosphorylates. What happens? This calcineurin dephosphorylates that NFAT. NFAT means nuclear factor of activated T cell. Okay, so this is a nuclear factor of activated T cell. So these are the there is a dephosphorylation of this nuclear factor activated T cell by the calcineurin. So that after the dephosphorylation of this NFAT, here there is a liberation of cytokines. There is a liberation of cytokines, that is IL-2 genes, and mainly and also transcription process can be done by the NFAT. Liberation of the cytokines and liberation of the ribosomes acts upon the ribosomes. It undergoes transcription process. During this transcription process also IL-2s can be released from the ribosomes, and these IL-2s act upon the IL-2 receptor and it leads to T cell proliferation. Here two mechanisms. NFAT is dephosphorylated by the calcineurin So this NF-AT activation or dephosphorylation of NF-AT leads to release of the genes, that is cytokines, and also here there is a transcription of the ribosomes by IL-2 mRNA in presence of IL-2 mRNA, and it leads to release of the IL-2s, and this IL-2 which is obtained from this ribosomes, it acts upon the IL-2 receptors and it activates and it leads to T cell proliferation. Okay, so this is about how the cytokines and T cells are proliferated. Cytokines and IL-2s are released from that particular cells. Okay, so this is about general immune responses. Our immune responses are obtained only when there is a formation of cytokines and IL-2s. Okay, so this is the general mechanism of immune responses. Okay, next, so here we are using the calcineurin inhibitors. So this is the calcineurin inhibitors in our first classification. This is the calcineurin inhibitors. Example is the cyclosporin. So calcineurin inhibitors are nothing but the drugs which are mainly inhibited at the calcineurin proteins. Okay, so how this cyclosporin attaches to the blood cell. Okay, now I am discussing about the cyclosporin mechanism of action. Already I said that cyclosporin is a 11 polypeptide chain with 11 amino acids, mainly obtained from the fungus in the year 1977. Okay, so this is the calcineurin which is already present inside the cell. So this is the cyclosporin. Okay, so cyclosporin, whenever it enters into our blood cell, it attaches with the cyclophilin. Initially it attaches with the cyclophilin. It is also a protein, another protein. So it forms complexes. If it forms complexes with the cyclosporin, form complex with the cyclophilin. So that whole cyclosporin and cyclophilin molecule, it attaches to the calcineurin. It attaches to the, or it binds to the calcineurin and inhibit the actions of calcineurin. So here cyclosporin with the cyclophilin. Cyclosporin binds with cyclophilin. So it acts upon the calcineurin. Okay. Cyclosporin, cyclophilin acts on calcineurin. Here there is no dephosphorylation of NF-AT, and it leads to decrease in the cytokine formation or cytokine release, and also decrease in the T cell proliferation. That is nothing but there is no IL-2 liberation from that NF-AT. So what happens? Cyclosporin and along with the cyclophilin binds to calcineurin. There is no action of calcineurin. So if there is no actions of calcineurin, so that calcineurin does not act upon the NF-AT, that leads to decrease in, or there is reduction in the cytokine as well as IL-2 genes. So there is no formation of immune responses. Okay, how the immune responses are suppressed? By using the cyclosporin. So the cyclosporin bind to cyclophilin, it acts upon the calcineurin. So that calcineurin has what is the action of calcineurin? General action of calcineurin. So when it acts upon the NF-AT and it dephosphorylates NF-AT. NF-AT means nuclear factor of activated T cell. So after that nuclear factor activated T cell gets activated, there is a formation of cytokines as well as IL-2 genes, and transcription process can be performed by NF-AT. So if you are inhibiting the actions of calcineurin, there is no dephosphorylation of NF-AT. So that in turn leads to decrease in the cytokine gene formation as well as transcription. Okay, so this is about the mechanism of cyclosporin. So this cyclosporin is the most effective drug used in the treatment of graft rejection reactions. So graft rejection reactions means mainly in the organ transplantation reactions. During the organ transplantation reactions, and mainly it is taken by oral route, and up to 12 hours it can be worked. Okay, and before transplantation. Whenever the graft rejections are started, so you should give orally. And it has a duration of action up to 12 hours, and it also can be given by IV route, and the bioavailability of the drug is very low, and it depends upon our bile. Okay, and the bioavailability depends upon our bile, and it is concentrated in WBC and RBC, mainly metabolized in the liver, and cytochrome 3A4 and excreted in the bile. Okay, so this is about the cyclosporine, and it also used as a second line drug in the treatment of autoimmune diseases, and also in rheumatoid arthritis, uveitis, bronchial asthma, and in some of the diseases. Okay, cyclosporine, main mechanism of action of cyclosporine is to inhibit the calcineurin receptors or calcineurin proteins. In turn, it leads to decrease in the cytokine formation as well as transcriptions can be decreased, and mainly used in the graft rejection reactions, means mainly during that organ transplantation and autoimmune disease conditions, not only in that particular, in the rheumatoid arthritis, uveitis, and bronchial asthma conditions. Okay, and mainly it can be it can be interacted with NSAIDs and also with vancomycins, aminoglycosides, and it may lead to toxicity. Okay, this is about the cyclosporine. Next coming to the tacrolimus. Tacrolimus is also a calcineurin inhibitor. Okay, so this tacrolimus is also as an immunosuppressant drug, and it has more potent when compared to the cyclosporine, and it binds to the different cytoplasmic immunophilin protein. Okay, so it binds to another protein. Cyclosporine binds to cyclophilin protein, and this tacrolimus binds to FKBP. So this FKBP is the FK binding protein. Okay, FKBP means. Okay, so and the mechanism of action is similar, but there is a difference in the binding of proteins, FKBP, and this FKBP binds to, so after binding of this tacrolimus to FKBP, and it also acts upon the calcineurin proteins, and this after here there is also a dephosphorylation of FKBP in general conditions. So whenever it binds to the calcineurin, it inhibits the actions of this NF-ATs, decrease the actions of the NF-AT, and reduce the cytokine, and transcription process can be reduced by the tacrolimus. Okay, next it is also administered orally, and oral absorption is decreased during food, and it is metabolized by same cytochrome P3A4 excreted in the bile. Okay, and coming to this coming to this clinical uses, is used for the immunosuppression during transplantation of liver and kidney. Okay, during the liver and kidney transplantations, tacrolimus is mostly used, and it is effective in patients with steroid resistant rejection episodes. Okay, next coming to this adverse effects, the adverse effects of the tacrolimus is very less, but it also causes GI disturbances, hypertension, hypoplasia, and renal vasculopathic effects are unclear. Effects will be shown, and glomerular filtration rate can be decreased. So this is about the cyclosporine and tacrolimus. Okay, and coming to the second classification, that is mTOR inhibitors. So mTOR inhibitors means mammalian targets of rapamycin. Okay, mammalian targets of rapamycin, mTOR inhibitors. So mammalian target of rapamycin. So this mTOR inhibitors, sirolimus is the drug which is used as an mTOR inhibitor. So this is the sirolimus. So the sirolimus mechanism of action is also similar to the tacrolimus. So sirolimus also binds to the FKBP. Okay, so tacrolimus binds to FKBP and inhibits the calcineurin actions, and sirolimus also binds to the FKBP, but it does not act upon the calcineurin or act upon the NF-AT, indirectly act upon the NF-AT. So directly sirolimus act upon the FKBP, that is FK binding protein, and it acts upon the mTOR, means mammalian target of rapamycin. So these mTORs are responsible for the generation of liberation of the cytokines, and cell proliferation, are involved in the formation of cytokines and T cell proliferation. So here what happens, we are inhibiting that mTOR actions. General actions of mTOR is by cell proliferation as well as cytokine formation. So this mTOR is inhibited by the sirolimus after binding of this FKBP. Sirolimus binds to FKBP and acts upon the mTOR and inhibits the actions of mTOR. Okay, and sirolimus is also absorbed orally, but the fatty meal disturbs the absorption, and it is also metabolized by CYP3A4, and nearly 15 to 20% gets while bioavailability is nearly 15 to 20%, and it is not a nephrotoxic, but it can suppresses the bone marrow, mainly causing thrombocytopenia. Okay, it is also recommended for liver transplantation, during liver transplantation. So next, coming to this anti-proliferative drugs, this is a another classification in the immunosuppressant drugs, azathioprine. So this azathioprine is a purine anti-metabolite. Okay, it is a purine anti-metabolite. It is a purine anti-metabolite and it has anti-tumor actions. Okay, and also the immunosuppressive actions. Okay, so the main it may be due to selective uptake by the immune cells and conversion intracellular to active metabolite 6-mercaptopurine. So what happens, this azathioprine is a pure antimetabolite. It converts its components into active metabolite 6-mercaptopurine. So this azathioprine converted it to its active metabolite, that is 6-mercaptopurine, and the 6-mercaptopurine mainly in the liver. Azathioprine, it converts into its active metabolite, that is 6-mercaptopurine, mainly in the liver. So this 6-mercaptopurine inhibits purine synthesis and damages DNA. Azathioprine converts into 6-mercaptopurine in the liver and it decreases the actions or inhibits the actions of purine synthesis and also damages the DNA, and also it inhibits the proliferation of lymphocytes. Lymphocytes by mainly at the cell mediated immunity. Already in my previous video I discussed about the cell mediated immunity. Here the cytotoxic antigens are involved in the cell mediated immunity. That cytotoxic antigens forms complexes. Okay, undergoes maturation, and after that maturation that antibodies are developed from that cytotoxic cells. That cytotoxic cells, it may leads to lysis of the particular antigen. So here that the type of immunity can be inhibited by using the azathioprine after the conversion of 6-mercaptopurine. Okay, and this azathioprine is well absorbed from our oral route and undergoes metabolism mainly in the liver, and metabolite 6-mercaptopurine is further metabolized into its other metabolites. Okay, so main use in the kidney transplantation as well as glomerulonephritis, rheumatoid arthritis conditions, it can be used. And the adverse effects of the azathioprine are bone marrow suppression, leukopenia, thrombocytopenia, alopecia, anemia, and diarrhea can be seen by using the azathioprine. It's coming to these glucocorticoids. These glucocorticoids are nothing but the hormones. So in that glucocorticoids, the drug is prednisolone. So this prednisolone is a glucocorticoid mainly used as an immunosuppressant drug in the treatment of autoimmune diseases. Okay, and the mechanism of action is similar. Glucocorticoids may produce its action by binding to the specific steroid receptors, okay, which are present inside the cell. Okay, after binding of the specific receptor, and it may undergo changes, and that it becomes active, and the steroid receptor complex So what happens, glucocorticoids binding to the specific steroid receptors, that is glucocorticoid receptor, and after the formation of this complex, it moves to the nucleus and binds to that particular nucleus, and it inhibits the actions of DNA and also inhibits the actions of transcription of genes. Okay, so this is about the glucocorticoids, and its adverse effects are similar and mainly used in the inflammatory bowel conditions, psoriasis, asthma conditions, myositis, and also in the autoimmune disorders. Okay.